can somebody tell me what a fiction and a nonfiction book is? Does anybody have any idea?
Fiction's true.
Fiction's true, and nonfiction is what? What's the opposite?
Not true.
Okay. So the first title of one of the books we're going to read today is called I Am Rosa Parks. Do y'all think this is fiction or nonfiction? Based on pictures, based on the title, just any ideas. You don't have to be right.
Non-fiction.
Okay. And if you give a mouse a cookie, what about that?
I think that one's non-fiction too.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start with reading I Am Rosa Parks, and we're going to find clues, and we're going to decide if it's a fiction or a nonfiction book. I Am Rosa Parks. Many years ago, black people in the South could not go to the same schools as white people. We could not eat in white restaurants. We could not even drink from the same water fountains. So that's a picture of Rosa. We had to stay apart from white people everywhere we went. This was called segregation. Segregation was a law in the South. If we broke that law, we could be arrested or hurt or even killed. When we rode a bus, we could only sit in the back seats. The front seats were just for white people. If all front seats were filled with white people, we black people had to give up our seats to the next white people who got onto the bus. That's the way we rode the buses in the South when I was younger. I rode the buses and obeyed the laws that kept me apart from white people. But I did not think they were right. One day I was riding on a bus. I was sitting in one of the seats in the black section for black people. The bus started to get crowded. The front seats were filling up with white people. One white man was standing up. The bus driver looked back at all of us black people sitting down. The driver said, "Let me have those seats." He wanted us to get up and give our seats to white people. But I was tired of doing that. I stayed in my seat. This bus driver said to me, I'm going to have you arrested." "You may do that," I said, and I stayed in my seat. 2 policemen came. One asked me, "Why didn't you stand up?" I asked him, "Why do you push us black people around?" The policemen took me to jail. They took my picture, they put my fingers on a pad of ink and rolled my fingers onto 2 white cards. That way, they had fingerprints, and then they put me in a jail cell. So, based on this first paragraph that we read of this book, do you think this is a fiction or nonfiction book? Do you think Rosa was a real person?
Yes.
Do you think that she did go to jail because of sitting in the back of the bus and refusing to move?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the first book we're going to read. And the second book is called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. And this is a fun book. I think y'all will like it. Pictures are so cute. If you give a mouse a cookie, and look at the pictures and see if you can tell if it's real or not. He's going to ask for a glass of milk. And here's the little mouse coming up to the house to get a glass of milk and a cookie. When you give him the milk, he'll probably ask you for a straw. When he's finished, he'll ask for a napkin. Then he'll want to look in a mirror to make sure he doesn't have a milk mustache. When he looks onto the mirror, he might notice his hair needs a trim. So he'll probably ask for a pair of scissors. When he's finished giving himself a trim, he'll want a broom to sweep it up. He'll start sweeping. He might get carried away and sweep every room in the house. He may even end up washing the floors as well. When he's done, he'll probably want to take a nap. You'll have to fix up a little box for him with a blanket and a pillow. He'll crawl in, make himself comfortable, and fluff the pillow a few times. He'll probably ask you to read him a story. So you'll read to him one of your books, and he'll ask to see all the pictures. When he looks at the pictures, he'll get so excited he'll want to draw one of his own. He'll ask for paper and crayons. He'll draw a picture, and when the picture's finished, he'll want to sign his name to it with a pen. Then he'll want to hang his picture on your fridge, which means he'll need Scotch tape. He'll hang up his drawing and stand back to look at it. Looking at the refrigerator will remind him that he's thirsty. So, he'll ask for a glass of milk. And the chances are, if he asks for a glass of milk, he's going to want a cookie to go with it. Okay, so based on these two books, comparing to the first book, I Am Rosa Parks, do you think if you give a mouse a cookie is real?
No.
Do you think a cookie?
I mean, sometimes at my house, my parents put cheese out on this like little thing, and I feel like you could give a mouse a cookie.
You could give a mouse a cookie,
Yeah.
but do you think he's gonna talk to you and ask for a glass of milk or
No, I
ask
guess
for some
not.
crayons?
They don't wear pants.
No, they don't wear pants. And look, this family has a whole outfit on.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is give both of y'all a worksheet, which I'm gonna pass out. It is called Fiction and Nonfiction Comparison. So you're gonna write what you think the fiction book title is here, either I Am Rosa Parks or If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. And
What if I can't write that? What if I can't write that?
if you can't write it, I can come around and help you.
Okay. Thank you.
As long as you know the difference between the two books we read, you're all set.
Okay.
So you're going to write the title fiction and the title nonfiction and give 3 reasons of your opinion of what you think about each book.
Okay.
You got it?
I want this purple marker.
So I'm going to hand you each one and I'm going to give you a few minutes to fill it out. Yes.
Can you prop the books up so we can see them?
I can. I'll just hold them up for you. Does that sound good?
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
Y'all got the titles down now?
Almost.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm done.
Okay. Okay, now that y'all have finished filling out the worksheet, I want y'all to tell me what you think the fiction book was out of these 2 that we just read.
How to give a mouse, or if you give a cookie to a mouse.
Yeah, you're right. And nonfiction, what would the opposite be?
I Am Rosa Parks.
I Am Rosa Parks. So, what is one reason?
I
Question.
only put 2 for each one because I could not think of a third.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right, so one fiction, or one reason why you think that If You Give a Mouse a Cookie is fiction.
Mouses eat cheese, not cookies.
True. What do you think, Sam?
I put the mouse and his family were all wearing clothes.
They were. So what we're going to do is we're going to look back in this book and pull out some examples as to why we do think it is fiction. So just looking at the pictures, do you think you can tell the difference really easily? I mean, the mouse has got an outfit and a book bag on, and he's walking and talking to his friend to get a cookie. He's asking for milk, so he's talking, and I don't think mouse can talk. He's asking for milk. He's eating and drinking and looking in the mirror and cutting his hair. I don't really think a mouse can do that. So there's lots of examples as to why it is a fiction. What was another example y'all had?
Well, I said mouse don't wear pants, mouse can't talk, and mouses eat cheese, not cookies.
Yeah, very good. What did you have? Your second example.
Well, I put the mouse was eating a cookie, but after going through the pictures again, mice do not clean houses.
No, they don't. And if we look, we can see he's helping clean up. And he's trying to color pictures and taking a nap. Yeah.
Mice cannot draw pictures either.
No, I think that crayon's a little bit bigger than him. Do you think so?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a little bit too small for that. And he's drawing his picture, and he's asking for a pen. And I just don't think that's very realistic. So
What does the word realistic mean?
true.
Oh.
So we don't think it's very true that that could happen. And after he's done all of his work, he's still going to want a cookie to go with it. So this is a fiction book. Y'all are right. So now, what about nonfiction? We said that I Am Rosa Parks was nonfiction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's one reason that you think it is?
I put that she might be a real person,
Yeah.
but I don't know her, so I think
She was a real person. What did you have?
She went to jail.
She did. She did go to jail. So let's pull some examples from this being a nonfiction. It was true that what we read, the many rules that were in the South, that black people did not have the same rights as white people. And it is true that she was arrested because she sat in a seat of a bus when she should have given up for a white person. So that does make the book nonfiction. Do y'all have any questions?
No.
Okay, I think we're good.
Do you want me to hand this to you?
Yes, please. I will take those up. Thank you so much.